At first, I would like to share the words of our founder, Shinran Shonin, from Notes on Essentials of Faith Alone. And this is on page 462 of Collected Works of Shinran. And please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Appearing in the form of light called Tathagata of unhindered light, filling the 10 quarters. It is without color and without form. That is, it is identical with the Dharma body as suchness, dispelling the darkness of ignorance and unobstructed by karmic evil. For this reason, it is called unhindered light. Unhindered means that it is not obstructed by the karmic evil and blind passions of beings. Know, therefore, that Amida Buddha is light, and that light is a form taken by wisdom. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Nam. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's service. We had Bodhi Day service yesterday, last night. So I was not expecting many people to attend Sunday service today, but I am amazed to see so many people attending the service today. And when I was at my former temple, Buddhist Church of Florence in Sacramento, we did not have service after Bodhi Day service until New Year's Eve service. And in summertime, we did not have service after Father's Day until September, except for Shotsuki and Obon services. So I'm really impressed with OBT Sangha members for coming and having service every Sunday. And I guess everyone is really thirsty for the teaching, right? Since I'm taking staycation for 2 weeks, this will be the last Sunday service talk I'm giving this year. And I will still talk at New Year's Eve service on December 31st, but this is the last Sunday service for 2019 for me. So I was thinking what to talk. And a few days ago, I was reading an interview of an actor, Brad Pitt. And in his interview, he was talking about when he attended the gathering of Alcoholic Anonymous recovery group. He said it was actually really freeing just to expose the ugly sides of yourself. It was actually really freeing just to expose the ugly sides of yourself. And I thought that is interesting to hear. And at the same time, I thought he should come to Jodo Shinshu Temple. Jodo Shinshu also look into ugly sides of ourselves. But that is not for criticizing the others or criticizing the self. Really realizing that because of this ugly side of the self, Amida established the primal vow to awake me and never abandon me. So this is the important part of Jodo Shinshu teaching. And I don't believe Brad Pitt is watching my message on YouTube. But it would be awesome if he finds interest in Jodo Shinshu and joins BCA as a member, right? Anyway, regarding this, my favorite words from Shinran Shonin's letter. In his letter, he said, "Formerly, we were drunk with the wine of ignorance and had a liking only for the 3 poisons of greed, anger, and folly. But since we have begun to hear the Buddha's vow, we have gradually awakened from the darkness of ignorance, gradually rejected the 3 poisons, and come to prefer at all times the medicine of Amida Buddha." So realizing what kind of person I am, and this person is supported by the working of Amida. And this leads us to the life of lesser 3 poisons and more gratitude. And not knowing one's nature is called avidya, avidya, ignorance in Buddhism. And not knowing one's nature and living daily life is like wandering around in the complete darkness without light. So avidya is translated into Chinese as no light. No light. But if there's lightning, even just for a short moment, we get the sense of direction. As Shinran Shongin says, as Amida Buddha is light, when we encounter the light, we finally realize the darkness of ignorance, ugly sides of ourselves, and we learn how to deal with it. So today, I would like to introduce to you, maybe you don't want to hear, but introduce to you one of the ugly minds we have in our mind. And again, I'm introducing this not to criticize each other or criticize ourselves, but by realizing and acknowledging our ugly sides, we learn how to deal with it. My favorite Seven Pure Land Masters, Vasubandhu, one of his writings titled 30 Verses on Representation Only lists 51 mental factors. And one of them is envy. Envy. And Dictionary on Buddhism explains envy as follows. Envy is the unwholesome displeasure one experiences when witnessing others' virtues, gains, and rewards, or simply general well-being, and is the opposite of the salutary mental state of sympathetic joy. Envy is the unwholesome displeasure one experiences when witnessing others' virtues, gains, and rewards, or simply general well-being, and is the opposite of the salutary mental state of sympathetic joy. What do you think? What is the foundation of envy? What makes you envy? That is self-centeredness. More specifically, self-conceit. We have our own expectations of what our lives should be, and we compare our lives with others. This becomes the cause of envy. You know, it is nice if everyone could live without comparing oneself with others. It would be wonderful if everyone could live with maitori, that sympathetic joy, towards others' success. But our lives are not that easy. If we could live with this mind, that would be wonderful, but it's not easy. When I was in a band in Japan, we often had gigs with the other bands. Usually 4 to 5 bands together to spread the cost. And I often watched the other band's performance and compared with mine. And some bands sounded terrible, but they had more fans than ours. And I often thought, why is it? We sound much better than them, right? So this is envy. And one day, our band had a chance to talk with professional bands, and I asked what the most important thing for the band is. And one of the members answered, that is hospitality, thinking about what fans want. So since then, I started to watch any band with how they are trying to make fans enjoy their show. And I learned a lot from other bands. So if we just compare ourselves with the others, it could be the cause of envy. But if we try to learn something from others, like why they succeed, why they have so much fans, you know, the direction of our minds changes. So I think this is quotes from somebody. As the sun shines upon the earth all the times, Amida's light of wisdom illumines our lives always. Right? We are not just realizing the working of Amida all the time, But when we feel envy or any ill will, we realize the working of Amida in Namo Amida Butsu. And Amida is calling us to wake up and redirect our minds. And I am sure that there are some people who can live without envy, but envy is our nature that we have. It's hard to get rid of it. So important thing is that we recognize our nature of having envy and redirect our mind by encountering Amida's light of wisdom. So I'm surprised to see Hikaru, Namiko, and Aoi here because I told them, oh, you don't have to come today because they came to the service last night, but they came and were you here yesterday? He was here all the time. And I was talking about patience. But yeah, I'm glad they came and Hikaru is not here today. But anyway, thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful holidays during I'm away. Okay, so in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Appearing in the form of light called Tathagata of unhindered light filling the 10 quarters. It is without color and without form. That is, it is identical with the Dharma body as suchness, dispelling the darkness of ignorance and unobstructed by karmic evil. For this reason, it is called unhindered light. Unhindered means that it is not obstructed by the karmic evil and blind passions of beings. Know, therefore, that Amida Buddha is light, and that light is a form taken by wisdom. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu.
Thank you.